All right, my friends, happy Friday. Today is Friday, March 15th. It's an A day, and I am in North Dakota right now. I am now recording live from the corner of my kitchen. It's about 10 o'clock on Tuesday night. But anyway, happy Friday. I hope you guys are being respectful to whoever the sub is and everything is going smoothly. Basically, here's what I've got for you today. I'm going to go through one slide with you. It's not the map slide. That's the last slide from yesterday, or I'm sorry, your last class. If you were gone last class, go back to the last feeds and you'll have what you need to do. Now, basically, here's the order of operations today. First of all, behave yourselves. Remember, I come back and I see anybody's name on a list with a sub. That's not going to be good. Just kind of mind your business. Talk to your friends while you're working a little bit, whatever the sub is willing to tolerate. Stay off your phones. Okay, load the playlist, put the phone away. But basically, here's the deal. The oversimplified assignment is due tonight by midnight. Okay, tonight by midnight. So if you want to get it in, done, and on time, that needs to be done. So if you didn't get that done during your last class, after you get this note slide done, get that done. Okay, get that done first. Once you get that done, after you got this slide, then work on the reading guide. That's going to be done due like the end of next week. Okay, I want to get that in before spring break. Check the due date on that. But oversimplified is due at the end of the night tonight, and the reading guide is going to be due next week. So work on those in the order that you need to. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I want to recap this map a little bit, and then we're going to go on to the next slide, and that's going to be it for today. Okay, so we're going into slideshow mode, and please do remember the big thing about this map, and the reason I brought you back to this is take a look at Germany. Okay, see how big Germany is there. Look and see how small Germany is now. All right, so Germany is obviously bitter about losing land. So today we're going to do a little intro to Germany. We're not going to talk about the small mustached idiot yet. We'll do that next week when I get back. So let's talk a little bit about the situation in Germany. Obviously, you're looking at a Nazi propaganda poster there. Part of that swastika is covered up. Not a fan of any of the things that involve the Nazis, but figure I've got to show you what this stuff looked like. So, here you go. And so Germany is in a bad spot. When the Great Depression hits, they're in a bad spot. When World War I ends, they're in a bad spot. Germany is just not, things aren't going well. All right. So obviously Germany is probably hit the hardest by World War I. Oh, hey, listen, if I'm going too fast, stop it, pause it, rewind it, get down the notes you need. Copy the slide. Please do listen to me, though. I'm going to throw in some things here that might be helpful down the road. Germany gets hit the hardest by World War I. Although Serbia and Austria-Hungary start the war with the assassination of the Archduke Franz Ferdinand by Gavrilo Princip, Germany's blank check that they write to the Austro-Hungarians really is seen as a big triggering moment of World War I. And so when the war is over, not only does Germany suffer a heavy amount of casualties, not only are they on the losing side, the Central Powers, not only are they financially wrecked by the cost of the war, but the Treaty of Versailles, the treaty at the end of World War I, fully puts the blame on Germany. So they took the blame for the war. Again, I use the example I think in World War I is it would be like if I'm going to use, let's say Blake stood up in the lunchroom today and screamed food fight, and he started throwing around whatever stuff they gave you, chicken nuggets, fish sandwiches. I don't know, maybe it was breakfast for lunch today, or is going to be breakfast for lunch today. Blake screams food fight. He throws the first piece of bacon. Never throw bacon. Eat bacon. It's good for you. But anyway, Blake does it. All right. And a bunch of you guys start chucking stuff. There's stuff flying everywhere. It's awesome. It's everything we hope a school food fight would be. But as Searoot and Niner come running out of the office, they see Eli jump up on a table and throw an open carton of milk across the room, and it sprays everywhere, and it's terrible. Well, if Eli gets the full blame for the war, we'll all admit that's not fair, but, Eli played a part, Eli, I hate to compare you to Germany, sorry. But that's really kind of what happens. Because they took the blame, they had to pay reparations. Now, reparations are payments made to your enemies in this case as blame for the war. $33 billion is the price tag they get hit with. That's pretty hard to reason through, that you have to pay $33 billion to the people that beat you. So instead of being able to rebuild your war-torn country, help your injured war veterans, do all the things you need to do, you're giving that money to France, you're giving that money to England, you're giving that money to Italy, you're giving that money to Belgium, so on and so forth. None of that money came to the United States. We said, no, we don't want any of that. Okay, they obviously lost land. We looked at that on the new or on the last slide and slide the other day. And they were forced to start a new government. Germany had been a monarchy run by Kaiser Wilhelm II. They were forced to start a new kind of government, and they were actually forced to start a democratic style of government, because that's more in line with, obviously, the United States, with what France had, with what Italy had. England's complicated. It's kind of a democracy. The king, queen don't really matter. They're figureheads. Don't worry about it. And so Germany is in an odd spot. Well, then the Great Depression hits in 1929, and Germany has a stock market, and Germany has banks, and everybody's stock market all over the world affects everybody's stock market. So when the American stock market plunges, so does the one in London, so does the one in Berlin, so does the one in Paris, and it wrecks their economy. Inflation goes up. The cost of a gallon of milk quadruples. The cost of a gallon of gas goes up through the roof, and people can't afford things. Meanwhile, there's unemployment. There's all the things there were in the United States. But then you compound the problem with, they still had to make their reparations payments to France, to Belgium, to England, to Italy, to all those places. So any spare money they had that they could have given to their own people to help them out, like FDR did, like Herbert Hoover tried to do toward the end of his presidency, they couldn't, because they were giving it to other countries. That's going to make you bitter, okay? So they couldn't really help their own people. And the only country that was trying to help them was us, but we're in our own Great Depression. And so when you don't have enough money to buy string cheese, you're not giving money to somebody else. And so we're dealing with our own depression, and we look at Germany and we say, look, I'd love to help you, but we got our own stuff, man. We got our own thing. And so the people who are in Germany were looking for answers. They wanted to know, like, how they were going to get out of this stuff, much like the rest of the world was trying to figure out. But like anything, they look around and go, who did this stuff? Who's to blame? And that's a really tough question. Is it the countries that signed the treaty? Is it someone within your own country? Is it someone somewhere else? Who is it? Who do we blame for this? Who can help us? Who's gonna look around? The new government isn't helping. America can't help us. None of our old allies are even here anymore. None of these countries that used to hate us are helping us. What do we do? And then, we said this. Woodrow Wilson wanted peace without victory. No winner, no loser. Winners don't get things. Losers aren't bitter. Losers don't want revenge. But with Germany taking the blame, and with all this other bad stuff happening, Germany wants revenge. Now think, because this is what I'm going to leave you with here. Who has answers to these questions? Who do we blame? Who can help us? How do we avenge our loss? That's right. If you're thinking about that guy with the sketchy mustache and the bad haircut and all that stuff, he's got someone to blame. It's not the right person, but he's got someone to blame. He knows who can help us. We can help ourselves, and here's how we're going to do it. And he has an answer for how to avenge the loss, and it's not good for everyone else in the world. And so when things get bad, people look for people with answers. In some cases, the person with answers is an FDR. Get people jobs, get people back to work, give people pride in themselves. All right. And in some cases, the guy with answers is Adolf Hitler, and those answers weren't what the rest of the world wanted to hear. Now, that's really all I got for you guys today. Remember, I am available on my phone. I don't know how my reception is going to be in Grand Forks, North Dakota. But if you're stuck, if you've got questions, please feel free to message me. I'll do the best I can to get back to you. I can't guarantee I'm going to get back to you during your class. Also, when you get done with this, finish Oversimplified World War II, because that's due tonight, and then get to work on the reading guide. Now listen, if you got to take a brain break, take a brain break. If you're chatting with the person next to you while you're working, I don't think anybody's going to have a problem with that. Read the room, read the sub, see what they're going to let you do. All right. You guys have a great weekend. When I see you next, we're only going to have 4 or 5 days left, and then it's going to be a week off, and then it'll be June before we know it, guys. Again, if you need me, reach out. Sorry, I'm not there. I will see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend, my friends. Bye bye.